Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up, Iowa Wesleyan baseball had a huge win over Hannibal LaGrange, but first, today's top stories. Teachers at Mount Pleasant Community School District have expressed their concerns about the district's declining competitiveness in salaries and benefits for its employees and its impact on recruitment and retention. According to Michelle Peterson, a visual arts teacher at the middle school, the district is losing very qualified teachers to other districts. Peterson claimed that over the years, changes had led to increasing attrition, a decrease in the applicant pool, and an increased feeling of being underappreciated, and pointed out that current conditions demand more from teachers both physically and mentally. The Mount Pleasant Education Association has proposed a base wage increase of $1,500, not including TSS, longevity pay, and step and lane advancement. However, declining enrollment has played a large factor in the district's finances. Superintendent John Hendrickson said enrollment had decreased significantly over the past 17 to 20 years, and the district was on the budget guarantee for fiscal year 2024, which guaranteed a 1% of new money increase. The city of Riverside has hired 23-year-old Cole Smith as its new city administrator, beginning on May 1st. Smith was the executive director of the ISU Extension's Louisa Development Group, a nonprofit in the neighboring county. He has a degree in marketing with a minor in entrepreneurship from the University of Northern Iowa, but no prior experience as a city administrator. He has also never watched an episode of Star Trek, despite Riverside being the future birthplace of franchise protagonist Captain James T. Kirk. The employment agreement for Smith has a few tweaks from the last city administrator. The agreement requires that Smith live within 20 miles of city limits rather than strictly within them. Smith will start at an $80,000 salary with annual raises until the pay reaches $92,000 in 2026, assuming the council finds no reason to withhold an increase. The vote to approve Smith's employment agreement was 4-1. The Mount Pleasant Area Chamber of Commerce hosted a Live After 5 event at Etc. Boutique, where the community received invitations to Iowa Wesleyan events. The chamber encouraged Small Business of the Year nominations, and attendees enjoyed food and cocktails. Iowa Wesleyan University professor D.P. Wilson personally invited those at the event and anyone with connections to Iowa Wesleyan to attend a celebration on April 14th, which she referred to as a celebration of Mount Pleasant and not as a retirement party. The chamber also announced an upcoming musical performance on May 7th with Iowa Wesleyan's music department and reminded the gathering of the approaching deadline for Small Business of the Year nominations. Main Street Director Lisa Etkin invited the community to attend the community egg hunt on April 8th and announced a new grand prize for Main Street Cinco de Mayo celebration, which is a $3,500 gift certificate to Your Dream Home Furniture that can be customized. Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird met with law enforcement officials in Washington County to discuss ways in which the Attorney General's office can work with local authorities to ensure the safety of communities in Iowa. Bird discussed forming a partnership between her office and local law enforcement to address the fentanyl crisis, seeking justice for victims, and hold criminals accountable. Her visit included meetings with members of the Washington County Attorney and Sheriff's Office, the Washington Police Department, and other community leaders. Bird has been traveling across Iowa to build relationships with law enforcement officers, county attorneys, and other leaders as part of her commitment to work in all 99 counties each year. Washington County marks the 57th county she has visited since taking office on January 3rd. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the weather and sports. Bring the kids and share the memories from steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Maybe your memories are of great food from the North Village to the Log Village, or going to one of the amazing concerts. This is the place where memories are made. Make plans now to enjoy the history of the past at the 2023 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 31st through September 4th in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details. Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have your 5-day forecast coming up, but first obituaries. Alice Teresa Winfield passed away on March 29th at the age of 86. A memorial service will be held at 3 p.m. April 23rd at Snyder and Hollenbaugh Funeral and Cremation Services. Edith Lugardis Warnick of Delta passed away on March 31st at the age of 92. A funeral mass will be held at 10:30 a.m. April 11th at St. Mary's Catholic Church. Home Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Margaret Catherine Bedsinger Gregory of Donaldson passed away on March 30th at the age of 100. Services will be held later this summer. Schmidt's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. That was obituaries. It is now time for your 5-day forecast. Today the weather has been great with clear skies and a high of 56. The weather will continue to get better tomorrow with temperatures rising to 66 degrees and the skies remaining clear. Looking at the weekend, it'll be 68 and sunny on Saturday. On Sunday, temperatures will continue to rise to 71 and it'll be partly cloudy. We will start our work week Monday with mostly sunny skies and a high of 76. I'm hesitant to say this, but I think winter may finally be over. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at sports.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
Welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports. The Iowa Wesleyan baseball team put together a pristine performance on Wednesday's afternoon on the road at Hannibal LaGrange. For the Tigers, the game was hardly ever in doubt as they downed the Trojans 16-3. Leading the Tigers on the day was Amaya, who went 5 for 6 at the plate and finished with 5 RBIs. Guzman finished with 3, while Vicente, Figueroa, and Bonner all had 2. Ortega and Marufo each had 1. Tiger baseball will be back in action on Friday as they will head to Paragould, Arkansas to face off with Crowley's Ridge College. The game is set to begin at 1 p.m. The Iowa Wesleyan golf teams traveled to Quincy, Illinois to compete in Culver Stockton's annual Wildcat Classic over the weekend. The Tiger women finished 3rd in the meet and the men took 4th. The Tiger women shot a 381 overall, good enough to beat the hosting Wildcats by 25 strokes. Aubrey Duncan and Michael Wahlberg co-led the Tiger women with 184 each. Duncan shot 94 in her first round and 90 in her second. Wahlberg went 92 and 92. The duo ended up tying for 12th. The Tiger men finished the tournament at 653, which was behind Quincy University's B squad, but ahead of State Fair Community College. Brevin Wilson finished tied for 6th overall, shooting 157. He shot an 80 in his first round and added 77 in his second to lead the Tigers. Trace White tied for 14th, shooting 163. Bailey Shelody and Brady Lukovsky tied for 18th with 167. That's the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your News Break, and I'll see you next.